Infinity is, it's a younger company. We're only in our third year of operations, but we're owned by a larger, older parent company known as Central South Distribution. Central South Distribution has really been the dominant market share of gospel and black gospel music for the last 3 decades. We sell for everyone from EMI, Word, Provident, and in the Christian world to, Columbia, Universal, Sony Red, Sony, Fontana, BMG, and pretty much anyone in the world that sells music that is Christian in nature or family friendly, it goes through our doors. So we have a wide access to a tremendous amount of product that's well beyond just our own distributed labels. Infinity is a subset of that bigger system, and Infinity focuses only on Christian music, only in the Christian Booksellers Association, or the CBA. So we're selling to 1,400 to 1,500 stores that are in the United States that are focused completely upon Christian music, and that we have the full gamut from the gospel music to hip hop to AC pop to rock and roll. I mean, we just really have a wide variety of products that we work with and bands that we've partnered with. Since we're 3 years old, we have started since the digital revolution began, and our planning and setup has always included a digital component. So it doesn't require us to go back in time and sort of catch up. It's something we've been doing from day one. And so we do regularly subscribe to and support almost every major online music retailer that exists. We handle everything from iTunes and Rhapsody on down to Amazon.com to Walmart.com and pretty much everything in between. We digitize in 3 formats. We send it out as we would a new release. We manage that process for bands and labels. We provide royalty reports and payments off of that, just as if we would from retail. A big exception to what we do is we do not intrude upon the artist's personal website, a MySpace page or a shoutlife.com page. We do not interfere with their direct ability to capture sales or revenue to support their ministries online. If it's a retail site, we would really like to have that right to represent them. If it is a personal or ministry-based site, we do not touch or interfere with that. Just as we don't take a percentage or charge for their online, not online, but their road sales, the merch sales that they do as they're touring, we do not interfere with in any way. So that's an important distinction to understand the difference between digital retail and digital personal or digital ministry, and we do not touch those. And it's provided a substantial revenue stream, obviously, for a variety of independent projects. Ironically, we're beginning to think of digital as a really good place for the independent community of Christian artists to launch before they consider finished products and trying to be in the retail world at all. A good way to find out if this is God's timing for your band or your label is to go ahead and work a relationship with an online community like shoutlife.com. I recommend ShoutLife because they're a Christian MySpace, and they're very careful to protect that environment so your fans wouldn't be offended or taken off advantage of. Yet it maintains a very strong, relevant presence, so your more cutting-edge projects wouldn't be embarrassed to be affiliated with an older system. But in those realms of digital social networking, there are online stores that you can put your products in that are measured now by SoundScan. CMTA in the summer of 2007 decided to create a category for SoundScan of digital sales as well as digital finished goods. So we can now track objectively how a band or a startup label is doing long before we have to make the financial commitment of pressing up CDs and co-op marketing and things that we've discussed already. So it's a great opportunity for the independent world to take a good long hard look at what time of life they're looking at, whether this is a season for them to step into this full time. And digital technology is allowing us to compete evenly. So I'm kind of excited about digital. It doesn't scare me. Digital retail evaluations are constantly being upgraded. I think about every 3 months I see a new article in Billboard or Variety that's saying, okay, this is what the new royalty rate should be. At this moment, I think they've settled. And I think what you're seeing on the 99-cent download from iTunes or Rhapsody, you're basically seeing a 5 to 7% slice that goes to either your sub-distributor or your main distributor. And there's definitely a difference between those. A sub-distributor would be a larger aggregator, is the term that's used in the industry, an aggregator of online content, which places a tremendous volume of product in all of the main portals online for digital downloads. And they're going to charge you between 5 and 7%, sometimes 10% if you're new and nobody knows who you are. And then usually there's another company piggybacked on top of the aggregator that's handling the administrative side of it. So by the time the artist gets a check, if you will, or a PayPal account deposit, you're looking at about 50% of what was actually charged actually getting back to the artist. In our world, we charge 25% for all of the distribution costs and administration that is associated with it. So on a 99-cent download, we're going to get 75 cents, and then we're going to charge 25%. So we're literally giving the artist about 50 cents on the dollar. Now, as our volume builds and our credibility builds within the industry, I expect the artist's share to grow and our costs to go down. So I'm hoping that by the end of 2008, we'll be able to only hold about 12%, maybe even 8%, depending on the volume. And the artist then will be getting somewhere between 60 and 70 cents on a download.